Good day everyone! I hope that you're all doing well today. And I hope that you've also prepared yourself because in about a few minutes, we'll be traversing the story of Ben and Jen through night and day. This is starring Alessandra De Rossi, Paolo Contis, and directed by Veronica Velasco. Furthermore, we'll be showing you in-depth analysis, interpretations, and our very own synthesis. So now you can sit back, relax, and learn from our literary colloquium. For the literary map, we'll have the author-dependent interpretation using biographical approach to be discussed by yours truly. Next, we have the text-dependent interpretation, which utilizes the structuralism and formalism approach to be discussed by Galinero and Cudel. And lastly, we'll have the reader-dependent interpretation using the feminist theory to be discussed by Batog, and all of this will lead to our grand synthesis to be discussed by Maldu. But first, let's have the trailer and a brief overview to be discussed by Mendoza.
Every time I look at her, I forget everything. Siya lang ang nakikita ko. Siya lang ang mundo ko. Siya lang ang gusto kong makasama. From now on, what's important is the life I'm gonna be spending with her. Babe, malaking part ka ng past ko. Present. Hindi ko ma-imagine yung future ko nang wala ka.
Wait,
Babe.
sandali babe. Wait, sandali lang.
Bakit?
Don't
Napapahiya
propose
ako.
yet. Yung kuko ko sobrang pangit. Look,
Ano?
Pwede na to. Ito.
Diyan talaga?
Please. Ililipat ko na lang yung singsing pag nag-manicure na ako.
Paano kung hindi siya pumayag?
Kung ayaw niyang pumunta na New York.
Ma, kung saan gusto ni Jen, doon ako. Sinabi mo na ba kay Ben yan?
Bakit? Siya lang ba pwede mag-surprise?
Birthday gift, Christmas gift, Valentine's gift, lahat na ng gift. Pinagsama-sama ko na.
Alam ba nila tungkol sa Iceland? Ano ka ba?
Tanga mo. Kaya hindi ka mapasa sa bar eh. Pupunta tayo sa Iceland.
Oh my God!
Yes! Welcome to my country!
Bayan.
Thank you for my trip, baby.
One day, memory na lang lahat ng ito.
Eh, anong point? Hindi natin ma-relive yung moment, di ba? Puro ka kasi picture. Uy, bawal yan. Ano ba? Ba't ka ba galit?
Kasi naman ang daya mo First night natin sa Iceland, tapos ikaw yung nakakita ng Aurora Borealis. It's so unfair.
Sabi mo jet lag ka pa eh. Paglakwatsa mo, gising ka, pero sa akin ayaw mo kong tulungan. Babe.
Yes.
3 years pa yung whale watching mo.
Sakit na ng puwet ko. Una kaya tayo tumuloy.
We're halfway there.
Halfway pa lang? Pwede pa tayong matras.
Ang trip natin, eye-opener siya for me. Babe, ang ganda! Ang ganda, babe! Parang ibang Jen yung kasama ko.
Ibang Jen. Bakit?
Buwelta mo na.
Okay lang ako.
Buwelta mo na.
Uy, ano problema mo?
Buwelta mo ng kasabi.
Jen!
Ang buwelta mo!
Kala ko ba ayaw mo ng mga ganon? Hoy, ayoko ng mga post-post ha. For our eyes only dapat.
Kung ayaw mo makakita ng Pilipino, pumunta ka sa ibang planeta.
Jen.
Gusto mo yung naglagit pa sa crater, gusto mo?
Jen!
Okay lang yan, tinatakot ko lang. Hindi, bad trip ako Bakit?
Mauna ka na.
Antayin na kita.
Hindi, okay lang. Ayoko kasing magmadali.
Anong point kung hindi tayo magkasama?
Bakit kailangan ba lagi tayo magkadikit?
Alam mo ikaw, para kang sunset.
Kasi maganda ako.
Hindi, kasi palubog ka na.
Before discussing the literary vistas and optics, let me give you some quick backgrounds about our literary text. Through Night and Day is a Filipino romantic drama film directed by Veronica Velasco, which premiered in Philippine cinemas on 2018. It was also released in Netflix on July 9, 2020, where it had its relative success. The film stars Alessandra De Rossi as Jen and Paolo Contis as Ben. Most importantly, based on some interviews, the concept of the film story was inspired by Alessandra De Rossi's life. How amazing is that? And now, let's begin, shall we? Alright, let's start with the author-dependent interpretation using the biographical approach.
The information on our slide are based from various interviews of Ms. Alessandra De Rossi and some webinars that featured Ms. Noreen Capili. From these, we can infer that the story of Through Night and Day was inspired by Ms. Alessandra's own spills and experiences about a relationship that has been tested by time. Meanwhile, Ms. Noreen Capili has also imparted some of her personality to the character of Jen as she wrote the script for the movie. In addition, Ms. Alex also mentioned in an interview that she got the concept of Jen's sickness from an article that she once read. From this, we can conclude that experiences in life can empower an artist to create an artwork that speaks their soul. In return, these artworks can also inspire, bring comfort, and speak life to other people. That's it for the author-dependent interpretation.
So for the formalism approach, which is divided into two, the first one is the explication. So for the explication, the characters include Ben and Jen, their parents, and Abby, which is Ben's future wife. The next one is the setting. So it includes the house of Jen, the bar, and Iceland, the place where most of the important events in the movie occur. So the next is the conflict. So there are three conflicts present in the story. Man versus man, which is the couple's problem. Man versus self, which is the internal conflict of Ben. And man versus nature, which is Jen struggling with her disease. So the theme of the movie includes no love is perfect, that patience is important in every relationship, and the unpredictability of life. So for the plot, so after the couple's engagement, their trouble made Ben realize that they are not meant to be due to the unexpected personality of Jen that he experienced in Iceland, causing their separation. Little did Ben know that this is caused by the disease that Jen is suffering. So time passed, Ben got married until he discovers the reality. But in the end, it's too late. So for the exegesis, with the use of the explication, we can interpret that love is not defined by how long it is, but rather on how the foundation was built. The importance of patience and commitment is highlighted in the story. Love won't be destroyed if everyone can withstand whatever challenges that may come. So this is the synthesis for the formalism approach. A relationship is inevitably tested by time, and through time, changes will come and go, but love must continuously grow. So no matter how long or strong relationships are, there will always be problems that couples will face. So in the movie, it shows how Ben quickly gave up despite the longevity of the relationship. So life is very uncertain, and there are times that problems emerge without us being prepared. But a strong relationship can withstand any storm that comes.
Now let's move on to the structuralism approach. Here we have 11 signs and what they signify. First sign is Iceland. It is the place where the realization between the couple takes place. Second is Aurora, which means in the movie as the couple's common goal. Third, US visa that symbolizes commitment. Next is the passport that signifies the breaking point in the story. Fifth is iceberg, which implies more about the partial perspective of a person. Sixth, brain tumor that represents strength and perseverance. Next is sunset, sunset that indicates a relationship that comes to an end. 8 is Jen, a main character in the movie that symbolizes how a human can be forgiving because of love. 9th sign is Ben. Ben displayed the role of a compassionate and caring man, however showed that a man has its own limitations and is vulnerable at times. Next is night, a period in a relationship where struggles and problems are present. Lastly is day, which is the opposite of night. Day represents enjoyment and satisfaction felt in a relationship. For the synthesis, in life, we meet a lot of people but some of them are just passing by. We may stay with someone for a long time and begin to love them. However, there might be also a time that they will leave and realize that that person is not the one. In that case, we should move forward and continue with our journey until we meet the right person for ourselves. Appreciate and fully know each other to not get lost, but to safely arrive together to your very own destination.
Now for the reader dependent, we decided to go for the feminist theory. Here we present 2 of the chosen texts or lines that were present in the movie. For the first text interpretation, Jen is expected to adjust for Ben and join him in migrating to New York. Although Ben frequently says that he will go wherever Jen is, he is still highly expecting that after all the gifts he gave, Jen will agree to come with him to New York. And for the second text interpretation, the movie depicts how Jen is forgiving as a woman. This can be seen in the latter part of the movie where Jen and Ben were reunited after they broke up. Jen can be seen as contentedly happy for the current love life of Ben, even though he was the one that ultimately initiated their breakup. And lastly, for the synthesis, society unfailingly expects a woman to compromise her dreams, her career, and life for her man. Nevertheless, a woman's love remains powerful enough to forgive all the burden that she may receive.
From this synthesis, we came up with a grand synthesis. Love is like a day and night. A day filled with selflessness, a night full of confusion. For love does not come with expectations and hesitations, and does not always happen the way we think it will. Because love is full of challenges and uncertainties, happiness and sadness, completeness and emptiness, which a person may feel when in love and being loved.
Kung mabuhay man ako muli, ikaw pa din ang pipiliin kong mahalin. Kahit hanggang dito lang tayo. Kahit saktan mo lang ulit ako at hiwalayan sa favorite place ko. During my favorite time of the day, okay lang. Kaya wala na ako ibang gustong mahalin, kundi ikaw. Mahal na mahal kita, Ben. I want you to be happy, kahit hindi na ako parte ng happiness mo. Kahit hindi man tayo nagkatuluyan, masaya ako na naging bahagi ka ng buhay ko.